This is Pet Simulator 99, and this is Pet Simulator 1. Over the nearly 6 years of Pet Simulator, the games have been consistently shattering records. No matter what you think of the Pet Simulator series, you can't deny that the games have been changing the platform immensely, and they have built the grounds for years of future games on Roblox. So let's dive right in and take a look at the first Pet Simulator game to understand where the whole series began. So right now, we're in the first Pet Simulator, and you guys can tell how old this game is. I mean, this game is only like 5 years old, but the way that Roblox has changed since then is just so insane. So this really honestly feels like a very old game on the platform, because it, technically is. So one of the first things you guys can notice is how open and wide the map feels. Like, the map feels just very open and empty in a way, and it feels kind of barren. But back then, this was like very modern sort of building, and just, well, it was more original, not modern, it was more like low-polyed original. And you guys can see with the pets as well, and the whole gameplay is just like a lot simpler. Now, let me just actually teleport. I forgot how to, okay, here, teleport, and then go to, let's go here. So as you guys can see, the way it usually worked is there's some little bugs, stuff like that. You would go here and you put all your pets on it, and then there's like this white dot, which you could click to make it do more damage. That's one of the first things that was like super original. And it's also the pets too, this pet menu and stuff. It hasn't changed a lot, but you guys can see there's these things called dark matter pets and like a bunch of different new pets. And honestly, the way it was set up in the past was very different to how it is now. Like, let's go back to the first place and look at the shop here. You can actually pay to win for coins. Like, if you were to buy 3.5 billion coins, let me see how much that'd be. That's like 13,000 robux. And over here, hats, you guys can see there's hats for pets, which is so interesting. And each of these gave like a little bit more damage and stuff. And also the eggs, there's really not that many eggs here. Honestly though, the main thing is the game is just very simple. And I also have I have a lot of nostalgia from this. And this game was actually a Bloxy Award winner. I actually won 2 Bloxy Awards. It won in 2019. It won both the best mobile game and the winner for gameplay of 2019. So it's like, that's really good. This was like one of the best games of back then. I mean, super popular, super well known. A bunch of YouTubers were streaming it, and honestly, this is one of the greatest games. And surprisingly, something I learned is this game only had like 15 total updates before they stopped updating it, which is so interesting. You guys can see the basic, like, it just looks so basic compared to now. If you were to compare it to the next games in the series, you guys will notice like a large step up in quality as we go through each of them. But yeah, that's basically all I can show you guys. I mean, there's like a bunch of different things in this. There's like not that many settings here. Infinite pets was 40,000 robux. Okay, if they had these in the new games, so many people would be buying this. And there's just a bunch of things like this, basic game passes, and some pets you could buy for robux as well. Things like this, a little bit of paying to win. They kind of took that away, and they just implemented it in a different ways. Like, instead of just selling a single pet, they'd sell like the eggs. I honestly miss when they had this, bro. I'd honestly buy this game pass, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Infinite pets, that'd be crazy in the new games. But yeah, let's go on to Pet Simulator 2, because that's the game that came right after this, which supposedly was supposed to take over and surpass this game. So let's go over to Pet Simulator 2 right now. All right, so right now we're loading into Pet Simulator 2, and just to put it into perspective, Pet Simulator 1 had 150 people playing, and this one only has 6. So right off the bat, you guys can notice some certain things. I mean, obviously, I'm not as good in this game, but there's also only 1 egg here, and there's also just, it feels kind of dark. It's not very saturated, and look, it feels kind of slow. I mean, the other game felt kind of slow, but still, it just feels very simple. Now, this game was discontinued pretty fast because the gameplay was an interesting setup, and something that is interesting about that is not only it's not the movement speed, but it's actually just the way it is to break stuff. Like, if I was to go with something over here, you guys can see it takes 350. Like, look how long it'll take. See, I just have to sit here for so long. And as sad as it's to say, attention spans are getting lower. And back in 2019, this is kind of where it was like, people didn't really want to spend their time playing this. The UI looks pretty great. I mean, it just had an interesting style to it that just felt a little bit weird. I personally like it, but I don't think a lot of people actually enjoyed it. Also, there was this feature. Look, click to pick up, okay? If you were to click, choose them. I don't know why they had that feature, because wouldn't everyone just want to take like all the coins? Like, I don't know why they wouldn't. It's really interesting the way that's set up. But let's go over here. This is, I think, to go to the next zone. Oh, what the heck, bro? There's a chest in the wall. What? There's a 5 million damage chest in the wall. What? You guys see that down there? Well, okay, that's weird. That's just inside the wall. Yeah, so they kind of had some bugs. And I mean, like, look, there's a hole in the map right there and stuff like that. Just like little basic things. It felt like they rushed this game out and they went for a little bit more aesthetical and like, not as great. But it just takes so long to do anything in this game compared to most. I mean, the idea for sure was there, but it just didn't really, like, the execution was not that great. Now, honestly, the failure of this game was pretty massive. I mean, even YouTubers didn't really make that much videos on it, and it honestly kind of failed in general. And what's really interesting, and one thing that you can notice about the Big Games team, is they decided, instead of just abandoning the series and just giving up, they decided to release Pet Simulator X. And as sad as you can say, I can't really say much more about this game itself before I go on to that one, but I will say this is an interesting feature. This membership feature is so interesting. Trading, it's interesting that they added that as a feature, and that did not reappear in any of the future games. But as you guys can see right here, Pet Simulator X release out now July 29th. So let's go on to the next game in the series, because I'm sorry, but there's not much I can say about this. It just feels very open, bland, and just a little bit unpolished in a way. So if you've been on Roblox any time within the past couple years, you obviously know what Pet Simulator X is, and this was the third entry into the series, and honestly one of the games that brought this to its insane amount of fame. Now this game obviously looks so much more modern than the last two, and it feels a lot more complex, and just a lot more is going on in it. Even the pet menus and all this stuff, the UIs and stuff is just so like interesting. I actually have so much stuff in this game. As well, the hoverboard system makes the game feel a lot faster. If you were to compare this to the next game in the series, there'd be something you'd notice, and that's how bland and empty and open it feels. It's a lot better than the first game, but it honestly feels more like the first game than the second game, but it's a little bit too much space between levels, I think, and I think that's something that they perfected in the future. But there's a lot of worlds you can actually go to. If you guys were to look here, there's a bunch of different places you could go, and one interesting thing is they each had like these worlds, and then they had a bunch of different levels in them. So Tech World had a bunch of these like alien forests and stuff, and it's really interesting how they did this. But what ended up happening is over time, the updates got more and more far apart, and a little bit more and more boring each time, and over time, for new players, it felt like too daunting of an experience to start going. I mean, it's just so far that they'd have to go from the start, so it wasn't really welcoming and open to new players. However, before I start talking about the downsides of this game, I want to talk about what's so great about this game and the successes it's had. First off, Pet Simulator X was probably one of the largest games on all of Roblox history, and it's actually crashed Roblox multiple times for their updates and passed well over 1 million concurrent users multiple times. This game brought the owner of Big Games being one of the richest people on Roblox of all time, and this just could only show what sort of things they could be doing in the future. Each world had a lot of character and a lot of personality, but over time I think the game just got more and more boring because simulators don't always last super long. I mean, this game lasted for a long time, but over time people felt like they were getting scammed. A lot of the things they had in the store, like certain eggs and stuff, just felt like complete scams, and they actually got in some legal trouble for a little bit that honestly could have shut down the whole game company if they had not dealt with it. But it's undoubtable how successful this game was. I honestly respected a ton how well this game performed. But nothing can stand anywhere close to the success of the next game, which only released very recently, but has already been taking storm over Roblox. Let's take a look at Pet Simulator 99. Pet Simulator 99 has been out for over 2 weeks at the time of recording this video, and what's interesting about this is this game has actually passed over 250 million visits in the first 2 weeks. The success of this game is unprecedented, and it holds over 500,000 players consistently. I honestly haven't even seen it drop below 100,000. The quality of this game is great, and everything feels a lot more closer in, and also a lot more enjoyable, and a little bit more palatable, if you understand what I mean. To be fair, I've been playing this game a lot, okay? I have a lot of stuff on me, okay? I mean, my inventory is pretty packed. Let's just say I'm doing pretty good for myself. But overall, a lot of things they're doing are brand new to their series that are really good for the longevity of the game. One of the first things that I really enjoy is this aspect of the clicking, okay? I can't really click because my pets are just so good in the first zone. But basically, when you click on these, and it does more damage, you can do your own damage along with your pets. This was a thing in the first game, as I showed you guys, but they've actually implemented it better in this as well. Also, if you guys can recognize these buildings, they had these kind of buildings in the other game too, in the first game. So it's a little bit of nostalgia, you know? But I think the main thing that makes this game so good is how they've done each little thing and perfected it so much. Like if you were to go in here, this honestly feels like its own place. The lighting is really nice. There's just each little detail is so cool. All the UIs are great. And let's do a little bit of gambling because this is a classic Pet Simulator 99 situation. Boom. All right, let's see what I get. Okay, update. I didn't get in. That's not really anything good. But anyways, as I was saying, this game is very successful and it's also a very enjoyable and replayable game. Here's the thing why. As you go through the zones for your first time, you go through here, you see these vending machines, right? Buy potions. Let's buy these, buy a few. You can see things like this, like egg machine, open more once. You come here, you buy some, you spend some diamonds, you can open more eggs at once. You can buy more enchants here and stuff like this. This gives you a reason to go back through the past zone. So with the teleporter thing, I can see what's in those zones, like open more eggs, upgrade potions, a bunch of different things you can go through. And the main thing is there's reason to backtrack. There's reasons to go back. Like if you want to complete minefield for a quest, you can do that. And there's a bunch of different reasons to just play the game instead of just, you know, when you get to the last zone, just sitting there AFKing for your life and not doing anything else. There's reasons to go back. And one thing they've done so well is the pet system, okay? Let's just say in the other games, when I had a pet, there'd be one of the pet and then separate next to it another pet, you know, stuff like that. But now the pets stack in your inventory unless you have them equipped. You guys can see I have 77,000 of these frost bears and they're all stacked instead of being 70,000 times, you know? And there's also so many different little things you can do in the game, which I honestly think is just a really great thing. And there's a lot of reason to still play it, even if there's no updates, even if there's no new zones and you're maxed out, there's still reason to play. Also, this clan system they have is so cool. I really like how this works. You guys can they can be listed by different things, and they have little battles for the top clans. It's very, very cool, and I like how they've done this system as well because it makes it feel a little bit more like a community. But overall, this game feels really great. But each zone also, as I said, has a lot of character to it. Like this one, oh wow, okay, let me just grab that. Each zone has a lot of character to it and just feels like its own different location, and it feels a little more compact, which is a little bit better for enjoyability factor. Instead of just being wide open zones with not much to do, everything feels a lot more closer and compact. Now obviously we're going to start to see a lot of flaws show up in the future. As the game has more of a longevity, we'll see what doesn't last, what changes and stuff. But overall, I'm really enjoying the past few weeks I've been playing this game, and it feels like they truly did care about making this game into very high quality. One other thing I want to mention is things like this flower garden. Plant seeds for rewards. Okay, let's go in here. This is just like a little greenhouse, and in here I can plant these flowers. Look, let me take this. Okay, boom, a bunch of diamonds. And I could grab one of these seeds, I'll put down a diamond plant seed, and then you can water and it goes a little bit faster. Stuff like this. Little areas, little features like this make the game so enjoyable instead of just the same thing over and over. This game has a lot more character to it than the past ones have, and I think that's why this one is doing so well. Also, I just want to say the trading market is so cool. The fact they have this whole trading plaza and this whole economy is super great. And I expect that'll do very well for the longevity as it did for Pet Simulator X. I mean, the whole economy is just so important to the game, and I'm interested to see how it'll develop in the future. But overall, I'm really happy with the way this series is going. It honestly feels a little bit less scammy than it did in the past. I'm gonna be honest, in the past it's felt a little bit like they're trying to you might get this if you spend 1,000,000 Robux, but they've started to be a little bit more transparent, and I think their hearts are in the right place with the games, and I'm honestly pretty much enjoying playing these. Obviously it's an acquired taste though, because usually it's just a bunch of grinding or a bunch of AFKing, but overall, even just an experience is very fun, and every week they always add new special things you can do. Like this week they added this car ride into Preston where it's literally a car ride minigame, and it's just you get a little reward for playing it. And I had so much fun playing that with my friends, and it's just such a great experience to be able to enjoy a game like this, and I'm interested to see what they do with it in the future. Anyways, that's about it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video of me delving into the past of Pet Simulator, the whole series and everything, and how it's taken Roblox by storm. And the future is still developing, so when the next game comes out, maybe I'll make another video like this. But if you guys do want to see more videos like this, or just see more videos in general, make sure to like, subscribe, pop notifications on if you'd like, and take care.